Now, Pakistan is running out of money. We are not saying this. The Pakistan Prime Minister himself is saying he doesn't have any money to run the country. Inflation is battering the economy. It surged by almost 9.2% in October from 2020. Prices of everyday goods are on the rise. This, coupled with the weakening of the Pakistani rupee, has killed the purchasing power of the country.
जो मुल्क की सस्टेनेबिलिटी है वो एट स्टेक है. हम ऐसे चल ही नहीं सकते आगे. अब एक कर्जे ले लिए इतने पिछले 2008 से और 2018 के बीच में 4 गुना ज्यादा पाकिस्तान का कर्जा बढ़ा है. तो हम इस विशियस साइकिल में फंसे हुए हैं. ये टूटता ही एक तरह है अगर हम हमारी टैक्स कलेक्शन इससे बहुत हम तेजी से बढ़ाएं.
Petrol and diesel prices have also surged to a historic high. Pakistan's petrol retailers have begun a nationwide strike as the main industry body protested against low profit margins. This is being exacerbated by the government's move to raise taxes. Scenes of overcrowding were seen at a few petrol stations, which remained open during the strike in various cities.
The
strike is nationwide. This is all over Pakistan and it will be for an indefinite period. We will not make our pumps operational till our demands are met.
So what did Pakistan do to deal with the crisis? The country went to the International Monetary Fund looking for a bailout, but this time the international body has snubbed them. The IMF says that Pakistan can't borrow any more money. Islamabad wanted loans worth 2% of its GDP, but it can't get it now because it already has its previous debts. Now, more importantly, the IMF has not even allowed Pakistan to borrow from its own central bank. According to reports, the central bank's profit will not be transferred 100% to the government. This means that 20% of the state's bank's profits will now remain in the coffers until it gets the desired cover. For the first time ever, Pakistan's total debt has crossed $289 billion, with most of the addition under the current government alone. The figures were released by the State Bank of Pakistan a day after Imran Khan described the increasing debt as a national security issue. Figures showed that the total debt and public debt situation deteriorated during the tenure of the current Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government. Now, earlier we were joined by noted Pakistani financial expert Imran Khan for more insight on this. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
I always say this: debt is not really a problem. How we manage that debt is a problem. A large chunk of that debt is just local currency debt. It's PKR-based debt. And who is the owner of that debt? The people of Pakistan own that debt. It's just like the US or any other country in the world. If it's local currency debt, it's not really an issue. It can be rolled over. It can be paid back. That's fine. What we do with that debt, how we are able to use that debt to accelerate the economy, that is the critical bit here. Over the last, I would say, 12 to 18 months, there has been a significant fiscal surplus through various government schemes, which has encouraged and incentivized investment in a lot of manufacturing capacity. So the hope is, and we expect, once the manufacturing capacity comes online, there will be a large economic multiplier associated with it. Tax collection has been, I would say, thorn in our side. We haven't been able to collect taxes as significantly as we should have. Our tax to GDP ratio is fairly low, and that has not improved over the years. So yes, if we are able to collect more taxes, our deficits would definitely be much lower. What happened was when supply chains disrupted across the globe, that led to a commodity super cycle. And due to the commodity super cycle, prices of a lot of essential commodities started increasing. A lot of food items started increasing in price, crude oil, gas prices. So across the board, energy and food items, they started increasing. So Pakistan, being a fairly import-dependent economy on the energy side had to really just play along with it and ensure there isn't a complete collapse. So this is why the government had to increase the prices of petrol and other energy components so that it can be passed on. The government taking on the full burden and increasing its deficits further.